Well, hello, my darlings. I'm Faith from Faith and Grits, back to share a little faux passport project. I've made Rach's passport for the collaboration, now coming up around the world in 30 days. So if you haven't seen it, please go and check it out. This passport is a complete freebie that you can create to follow along for the month of August. Please go to check. I'll put links in the description down below. But as the design team for this week, I have made a little faux leather passport, complete with a full identity. So I do hope you stick around. I do apologize. I'm a bit of like my creative muse is a bit like a squirrel playing whack-a-mole. I've been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And doing side quests in between. But I did manage to make the passport and record most of it. So, please bear with me, and I hope you stick around. So, thank you, my darlings. Back for you, it'll only be a tick. Right, my darlings. I've just put the camera on. I'm going to make a start. We'll see what happens. So, Rach's new collab around the world is started. I've done the little passport from the freebie that she put up with the first video. So quite excited about this. I'll come back to this later. I want to make myself a real faux passport to go in there. I've chosen a photo from an old yearbook that I found. Not sure what her name is going to be yet. I've chosen one stencil. I'll explain that after. I found a piece of, I don't have much leather, but I've got a few of these like leather samples. So I want to make a start and just, I don't know what size it's going to be. I need to get this cut down because you've still got the holes in it where it's come out of a sample book. So let's line it up. I'm quite excited for this collaboration. I have no idea how I'm going to form my journal. I was watching Rachel's idea of, I think she called it tab binding. I'm still wrapping my head around that one. I don't know. I don't know. So if that's, let's see, how wide is that? That is 17 and almost 3/4. So in half, that's going to give me just over, that's going to give me 3 3/4. So I could trim a tiny bit off of that, but it doesn't need to be that tall. So how tall do I want it? 5 inches? Yes. 5 inches. So 5 inches needs to come off here. Line it up on my mat. It's not quite square, I don't think. So that can come off at 5. And my pages, I need a little bit of, let's square this off. That side's square. Top and bottom are square. That side is not. Let's bring this down just a bit. Come on. So no, really excited about this collaboration. But I think it will be one of those by the seat of my pants, here I go kind of thing. So I got a leather piece cut for the outside. I've chosen my photo. So that's going to give me internal papers of 3.5 by 5. So, and I need to find something quite heavy to line the back side of the leather. So 3.5 by 5 is what I just said, isn't it? Sorry if I'm waffling. I'm just thinking, because you start off and you're like, oh, how do I start? How do I start? And then, but starting is half the battle, isn't it? So make myself a little note here. 3.5 by 5. And I need card for inside leather. So what I've got here is I found this paper in a de-stash or thrifting recently. And I'm going to use it because if it's got, let's see if the camera will focus on it. It's got an ever so slight lines on it. So if you think the pages inside your passport do have sort of a texture to them. So that's why I've got the stencil out. So I'm going to cut these down to size, find a color that is will background into this to stencil it, but get these cut down inside and find that piece of card or something to go on the inside of that leather or print something for the kids. So, give me a tick. Right, my darlings, back. It's the following day now. I got that sidetracked last night, honestly. Up and down the stairs, I'm swearing like a squirrel sometimes when I'm looking for stuff. So I've gotten that piece done, but I've accidentally glued it to the leather. So I don't want to glue it on there yet. I glued it on and thought, oh no, not yet. So I'm going to pop this out of the way. Because I'm not quite ready to back that piece. I've done the papers. And I've gotten that sort of distressed. That's not, I don't know, distressed. I'm going for that official looking background, aren't I? So I've got the pages cut down and trimmed. I've got a couple of scraps there. I tried playing with some embossing powder and I don't like it. So, yeah. So those are spare. There's a stencil. And then, but what I did have in my, pardon me, one of the drawers behind me was a chamois cloth, which is like a really soft leather you use. You buy it in the car wash section and your discount stores. It's for putting wax on your car. Pardon me. They're not very expensive in the discount stores, at least not around here by me. I think I paid £2 for an enormous piece of chamois cloth. So I cut a piece of that, and I was really impressed on how crisp that stamping has come out on that chamois leather. Really impressed with that. And those stamps are from, where is it? Here it is. It's Crafty Expressions, the passport kit. So, yeah, I'm pleased with that. So, that's dried overnight, and that's using VersaFine Claire Chianti, I think. So, but the crispness of that is lush. So that's why I didn't want to glue the backing onto the leather yet, because I think I'm going to trim this down and stitch it onto the front. But before I do that, I want to get some gold. Yeah, that's going to get stitched to the front. I'm going to glue that piece of card onto the back and then sew around the edges. But I can't do sewing on camera. So my pages are ready to go in as a regular 3-hole signature. But I want to get some color like Rach did on hers with the wax on the end. Let's have a look. Do I want gold or a more antique color? What have I got? I've got that one. And yeah, I tend to go for bronzes over gold sometimes. I put gold on the one I did for Rach. It's very subtle, just on the edges. Did go over a bit, but let's have a go. I think I'm going to go with this copper. Yeah, copper instead of gold. Let's see what it looks like. It's only paper. Get a wipe ready. See if I can do just the edge. I put a clip on there to hold the pages together. Stuff is so wacky. Dries really fast though, which is good. Can't really even tell, can you? I'm going to start getting it everywhere now. Never mind, a bit of fun. I'll just go for it. I wonder how they actually do it on the edges. Do they use wax or do they use something else? Do they use foil maybe? Oh, this is going to go all over the edge. Never mind, it's because I'm using my fingers. I don't ever use the sponge tool in there because you have to wash it straight away. Oh well, it'll be rustic. It'll obviously be handmade or vintage. Oh God, I'm getting it everywhere. I can hear some of the craft ladies that don't like mess. I can hear them in the back of my head now. Not for me, not for me. Oh, here we go. Never mind. So I'm going to leave that to dry. Made a right muck of that, haven't I? Never mind. It'll have stamping and stuff on it anyway. I've not actually tried stamping with this stuff, so I don't know. I think I've got some copper paint in there I can try. Let's get it off your fingers, face, before you go. Right. And how do I want to trim that down? Scissors? Or do I want to straight line it? Yeah, let's straighten it off a little bit. I want at least a bit of a border because I want to be able to sew the edges. Square it off and see. And of course, because of the type of, this will grunge up very nicely as well. Let's see if I can get this. I'll do the top next. A little bit more. That's a quarter. Sorry, I know you can't see the markings I'm lining up to, but I'm just using the markings on the board. Yeah, that'll do. And then off each side about so much. Have it roughly square. I am really keen. I've caught up on, watched Rach's first two videos. I've watched Bella's. I haven't watched today's yet. I took a little bit too much there. Still toying with how I want to do my journal, but I want to get this one sorted first because I'm going to give this one a place to live in the front of the book somehow. Not sure how yet, but I need to come up with a whole identity for her as well. I might trim that down a tiny bit more off camera, but that's what I'm going to go do now. Clear my sewing machine table, get this stitched onto here, get the back onto this, and get it stitched around, and then I'll get the signature in, and we're going to come back and play with some stamps. So give me a tick. Right, my darlings, all stitched. I don't think my sewing machine was very happy with me because I haven't used it in so long. So I've gotten that stitched in, so it's got quite a substantial, almost like real passport feel to it now. The signatures are ready. I took some of the mucky pages and put them inside. That's fine. It can get covered with stamps. So I'm happy with that sort of fit. So instead of putting her on the inside cover, I'm going to put her on the front page. So before this gets bound, I could be happy with my ID page. But I want to back her and ink up. And I looked through some of the stamps from these Creative Expression signatures from the past. And there is a signature in here that reads D.B. Johnson. Mrs. D.B. Johnson. So I'm trying to think of names that she can be, that I can stamp in here as her identity. And I think I want to go for something like, oh, where's it gone now? I've lost it now. Daphne Belle. I think I want to go with Daphne Belle Johnson. So I want her to be, the photo to be there, with some brads through it. Brass ones. Get some of these. I don't know why. One day I'll sit down and sort these out. They're all mixed up. All these mini ones. There we go. I ended up with a whole bunch of them at a D-stash once. And then before I went to the D-stash, I think the range had them on clearance or something. And I bought a couple of packets as well. So, let's see. Blue paper. And the photo itself, I had from an old high school yearbook that I found in a charity shop in the States one year. And I just brought it back because there's like a good 3 dozen photos in there that I can use. So, do like it. I do have some like old-fashioned movie star books and stuff like that, but a lot of the pictures in those tend to be too big. So let's get some holes popped into this. There's Henry. And get some brads through this, and then we'll get some identity stamped on for her. But because this is just book page, I do want to get some sort of matte medium on top of it, just to give it a more sealed look. Let me jab myself in the finger now. No, so I kind of want this faux identity of Daphne now, who is going to be my world traveler. She's going to be my world traveler that's going to go off and explore all these places. Perhaps I'll give her a backstory. Come on, go in. Her signature is a Mrs. Whether I'll give her Mr., I don't know. Or make her a witch, make her a scholar, a botanist, scientist, who knows. But she's going to travel the world. So, let's get these brads down. Can't see. Come on. So, anybody else's thoughts on this new collaboration? I'm really excited for this one. I'm behind, though. And I've got 2 collab videos to do. And I've only just realized my Rach and Bella collab video and my Out with a Bang collab video are on the same day. So I'm going to have to get my tail in gear. Sorry, clearing my throat. Ciao Bella has been put in a tray and put to the side for the moment. I've had to take a bit of time to tidy up the room because working on Ciao Bella, I just had stuff everywhere. Oh, come on. There. I just don't want the brads showing through on the other page. So, thank you, Henry. So that is going to go there and get glued down eventually with a bit of coat on the top. But, right, let's get the stamps out. Sorry, I've got to get some water. Right, sorry about that. Now, do I want her facing this way? Or do I want it like modern passports where it's going this way? I don't know. That looks more normal to me. So, no, let's go with my, no, it's got to be on the side. Yeah, definitely on the side. So I'm going to put her on this side. I do want to stamp a number across her photo before it's before I go over the top with the matte medium. So it's this one, signatures in the past. There's 2 numbers there. Let's have that one. And I got a few different colors out to stamp with. So she's going to have a number stamped across there. In what color? You'd think I'd be better organized today, honestly. I've lost my stamping platforms. I don't know where they've gone. I just have to use the big one now. I don't know where my little ones have disappeared. Right. Going that way. Let's try it just in, do the number in red. Holding my breath here a minute. Oh, that's okay. Leave that number out a minute in the tray so they don't get lost. She can go and dry a minute, but I need to know about where she's going to be. So, passport. Where's the passport one? That's it. So I want identity card or identification and something else. Identification and a number. Identification at the top and another number at the bottom. That one. Yeah, that one. And I'm going to stamp those in black. Oops. Let's get that one in. So I'd love to know if anybody else has made what did I do again? Yes, I did it upside down. This is going to bug me now. Where is my little block? Identification. Go back on there. And this can go at the bottom. Now that block is juicy. I suppose the beauty of the faux passport is you can literally, it's just fictional, so you can just make it up as you go along, I suppose. So no, I've done a lot of blitzing and clearing once I packed Ciao Bella away temporarily. I want to crack on with this travel journal idea. I would have packed the Ciao Bella away earlier, and then I got a wild hair and just decided to go through all of my fabric to blitz it out. So that's lovely. But that needs to dry a bit with some heat. So I got this side to crack on with to do more stamping for name. What have I got? Signature, departed. No, I want all those for the inside. Passport number. We've got that here. Should we put a number on there? Yeah, let's put a little one on there. Oh, I had that little tool for that. Number. See if this actually works. Little stamps. I found this in the D-stash and my last little treasure hunt in. It's just a pen with a tiny little acrylic square at the end. Let's try it. Hey, very nice. Ooh, that's staying out with me in the pot in front of me. Especially for doing the itty bitty stamps. So, I need to get name. I know there's one here somewhere. Let's have a look. There's a signature. Signature needs to be on the bottom. Oh, these are all... I haven't used these in so long. I'm struggling to... Sure, there's a signature thing on there. Nope. Signature? Nope. Signature. It shows on the cover. No, on the passport one there is. There it is. It's not on the same place on the plastic as it is on the picture on the cover. So let's get her signature on there. That way around. Lovely. And I want her signature to be in a different color. Blue, I think. Now, find the signature again. What did I say? DB, Mrs. DB Johnson is somewhere. Can't find it now. Honestly. Are you all like this in your craft room as well? It's like, okay, well, I'll do this, and then I'll spend forever looking for... There it is. Got it. There we go. Oh, it's not going to fit. Oh, man. It can go just above. Yeah, it can go just above. Never mind. I should have looked at that before I done that. Let's do the signature in blue. Because I want to use the same signature in different parts of the journal for different reasons. So let's go there. Ha! I like it. So her signature is in the Telegram one, which is signatures from the past 2. So hers is in number 2. So, right, how am I for time? Okay, I'm cracking on for time a bit. So I'm going to sit here and carry on stamping, get some matte gel medium on that and get it away to dry. But I'm only going to work on this bit here. And perhaps I'll gather together some travel stamps. Or we'll do it as I go along with the collaboration. I don't know. Still working things out for myself. So, yes. So that is going to be Daphne Belle. So let me go find my matte gel medium and get some identity stamped on here using these stamps. I won't keep you any longer than that. I'll pop back on and show the final passport before I finish off the video. So back at the tick, darlings. Right, my darlings, just finishing off here and tying this off. And I'll show you what I've got up to. I decided not to add the matte gel medium. But I don't want a bow on the inside of this when I bind it. And I'm trying to remember. I've done one. Let's do, yeah. Let's see if I can remember how to do it. So you go in there. And then in here, it's supposed to make a flatter knot. And then you go, that goes, yeah. So you've looped it through. That goes in there, I think. And that goes in there. And then when you pull, you should get a knot that sits flatter on the book. Or does sit flatter, actually. Let's do one more for good measure. Put that one, I always do 3 anyway. Put that through there. Put that one through here. I don't remember where I saw, I'm sure it may have been Natasha over Treasure Books. So that goes through that one. And that goes through that one. Pull. Ah, that's lovely. So you get a nice flat knot instead of one shaped like a ball. So I can trim all this excess off. So it looks more finished than having that on the outside. So let's have a look. Sorry, I've been all over the shop with this video, honestly. Give this a little bit of a encouragement. So, as the front of my passport, move all this stuff away. The front of my passport, it's got a good size. So for her identification page, I decided not to use the matte gel medium. I've stamped the name, sort of her ID, passport number. That stamp is from a Tim Holtz. I've got her signature on there from the Creative Expressions ones. I think she'll be fine in here. But as you can see, a lot of the stamping has come through. So as I progress with the travel journal, this is going to get filled up. And with the inking, I didn't think how thin this paper is. With the ink bleeding through, that just adds more character, but it also means I can collage things into it. So no, really pleased with how this one has come out. So what do you think, my darlings? Are you all excited for this collaboration? I know I am. I need to play catch up now. So I've got 2 passports. I've got my one for the collaboration, and I've got one that will have a definite identity of Mrs. Daphne Belle. No, not Bella, Belle. Daphne Belle Johnson. Daphne Belle Johnson and her travels around this beautiful world of ours. So that's all for me for this one. I do hope you stick around. Sorry if this video's been a bit flaky, but I haven't been on camera as much, I don't think, and you just got to get back into it then. So I'm off now to tidy up a bit and figure out how I'm going to make my base signatures for this new collaboration. So thank you for watching, my darlings. I hope everyone's well and hope to see you back again soon. Bye for now.